Excellent day to my indefatigable, splendiferous and lovely viewers. My name is Ambassador Alison Viana Amakri. First of all, I would like to say a very big thank you for choosing to watch this particular video today, because I'm sure that you would have had other videos you would want to watch, but you decided to pick this particular one. I bet you the time you spend in watching this video wouldn't prove pointless or futile. And this video is proudly brought to you by Fabulous Israel Jumbo. At this point, I know you might be rigorously thinking about what I would love to be speaking on today. Well, I've carefully titled it, The 5 Ways You Might Be Killing Your Self-Esteem. Yes, you heard me correctly. The 5 possible ways you might be decreasing your self-esteem. When you hear self-esteem, what naturally comes to your head? For me, self-esteem is the way you feel about yourself. How do you think about yourself? What do you feel about yourself? Do you feel superior? Do you feel like an inferior being? Do you feel that you're a never-do-well in life? Do you feel that you are uniquely created? Do you feel that you are different? These are all the questions you need to ask yourself when it comes to the issue of self-esteem. Well, the first way you might be killing your self-esteem is clinging tenaciously to past mistakes. It is inevitable, and it is something that is not supposed to be overemphasized, that humans are bound to make mistakes at some point in their lives. Yes, this is why we have the dualism of existence. I know that some of us might have made so many mistakes that when we look back on them, it's as if we shouldn't move forward in life. But I tell you, those mistakes can actually limit you, so never look back on them. Though some of them might be really painful and grievous, but what advantage have you gotten from looking back or holding back on those past mistakes? Nothing. These mistakes will actually leave you to feeling depleted about yourself. It will make you think about what you have done and not who you truly are. I'll share a very short story with us. In 2014, I went for a spelling bee competition. Yes, a spelling bee competition. And in my mind, I thought I had already prepared so much for the bee. But guess what? I failed in that competition. That was my first trial. But I told myself that I wouldn't allow my past mistake limit me in order for me not to go for the second spelling bee. Well, do you know what I told myself? I said, I am not a failure. Definitely, I will try my luck again in the second edition of the competition, though I failed in 2014. But do you know that failure is what gives success its most important condiment? And then in 2016, I decided to go for that competition again, with the thought that I was already prepared for the competition, with the thought that I was experienced for that competition. And then guess what? I failed again in 2017. At that point, I was really heartbroken. Even in 2016, I had already failed in that same spelling bee competition. Where would I get the courage to go for the second edition of the competition? I was really sad and broken. But I told myself that I wouldn't allow my past failure limit me. And then in 2018, I went for the same competition. And guess what happened in 2018? I actually won. And that made me the best speller in Bonny Island. I won the Bonny Island Spelling Bee for 2018. Now, I'm not actually bragging about this, but I'm only sharing this story with us so that we can learn from it. You can actually learn from your mistakes and do not let your mistakes to limit you in life. The second way you might be killing your self-esteem is overstressing while aiming at perfection. There is a big fallacy and a very big lie that is attached to perfection. Many people will say that perfection is something that can never be attained. But do you know that that is a very wrong misconception? In fact, people actually have this stereotyped idea that perfection is something that cannot be reached. But the Bible clearly states in Matthew 5 verse 48, "Be ye perfect, even as your heavenly Father is perfect." What does this tell you? It means perfection is something that can actually be reached. And in order for you to aim for perfection you have to put in 2 core values, hard work and smart work. And when you start towing towards the path of these two values, you are actually aiming towards perfection. And in trying to do something, never look at your opposition or your competitor, because those things can actually make you overstressed while trying to aim for perfection. So when next that thought about perfection not being real comes to your head, please move it aside, because the Bible attests to it that perfection can actually be attained. We all are striving towards perfection. The third way you might be killing or degrading or decreasing your self-esteem is letting one weakness overshadow 5 strengths. It is something that do not need to be overemphasized. It is something that is explicitly accepted that humans are bound to have a weakness or an Achilles heel and their strong point or their stronghold or their strength. Please never allow your weakness to overshadow your strength. Try as much as possible to balance it. Let there be a balance between your weakness and your strength. I will share some stories with us. Now, you can also look back at the histories of renowned world leaders, and you will see that they actually turned the negatives into positives. They turned adversities into advantages. They turned the stumbling blocks into stepping stones. They did all this because of their strong desire to fulfill their purpose in life, because of their high self-esteem which they possessed. Do you know that most of the world's best music was composed by Ludwig van Beethoven in his own time? But do you know what his handicap was? He was actually deaf. Even John Milton, some of the best poetry about nature was composed by him. Do you know that he was blind? Even Thomas Edison, that we all know today. At some point in Thomas Edison's life, his factory actually got burnt. And then his son said to him, "Father, our factory is burnt and all of our hard work and success has gone down the drain." Do you know what Thomas Edison said to his son? He said, "Of course, our hard work and success have been burnt down in this factory. But do you also know that our mistakes and errors that would have been exposed to the world were also burnt down in this factory?" Whenever you have a bad experience or a challenge in life that you are experiencing, always look at the brighter side of things. And remember, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Do you also know that the world-renowned scientist Albert Einstein was called dumb and mentally handicapped or incapacitated by his teachers? This is because he couldn't even read at the age of 7 and he couldn't speak at the age of 4. Do you also know that Bill Gates, the creator of the Microsoft world, didn't even finish his university education? These are people that did not allow their weaknesses to overshadow their strengths. Another way you might be killing your self-esteem is actually listening and succumbing to derogatory or belittling comments from people. It is something that is rampant today. That whenever you are engaged in a venture, or maybe you just started something newly, there would be people that would want to talk you down, people that would want to bring you down. But of what use does it make for you to listen to them? You shouldn't listen to them. There would be people that would want to tell you, "Who are you? What can you even offer?" But the next time somebody asks you, "Who are you?" with an intimidating face, tell them, "I am a dynamite waiting to explode because I have a lot to offer to the world." Never allow someone to put you down, because life is too precious, life is too short to actually bother yourself about the pejorative or belittling comments from people. Another way you might be killing your self-esteem is succumbing to fear. Do you know that fear has an acronym which simply means fake evidences appearing real? This means that there are evidences that would come to make you reduce your self-esteem or make you to kill your self-esteem gradually, but they are not real. Now I'm not talking about schizophrenia, about those voices that goes up in your head and tells you, "You cannot do this. Who are you to even try this?" But I tell you, never give in to fear. And do you know that for years now, I have been a killer? Yes, you heard me correctly. In fact, I have been a gruesome murderer. I have been a killer of fear and timidity. Because in life, these are two limiting factors that can actually pull you back and make you not to actualize your full potentials in life. So never ever succumb to these 5 limiting factors that can make you to kill your self-esteem. Please, I beg you, start being optimistic from today. Build your self-confidence. Never allow someone to talk you down. And remember in life, never give up. But the only thing you should learn to give up on is actually giving up. And I want you to hold this quote so dear to you. Always aspire to acquire the desire you admire. Don't retire, but refire. Because when you get tired, your fire burns out. I still remain Ambassador Alison Viana Amakri. And this video is proudly brought to you by Fabulous Best Image. And you can also leave your comments on this video by just clicking on the bell button on your screen to make you get more notifications about other videos that would be uploaded. If you love this video so much, please share the link to other of your friends. And remember, you can watch this video on YouTube by just searching for Fabulous Best Image. Thank you so much for listening to this video. And please try to upgrade your self-esteem. Thank you.